Because I think I can help people with rare diseases that otherwise many times nobody takes care about them. It says, oh, they have a genetic disease, it's not treatable, so they go from place to place and nobody wants to take care of them. And that's what makes me, it's like a challenge I have every day, and I'm happy when I can help them.
You can do whatever you want. You don't have a schedule as long as you love what you do. If you love what you do, that's the passion. I can do whatever I want and develop every day.
I've always been fascinated by the body and the simplicity and the complexity of it all and how it all works. But there's so many things going on all at the same time, but it all just meshes and everything just works perfectly. And just the way we function has always fascinated me. And the reason I love being a scientist is because you get to look at the details and it gives you insight into the bigger picture. And it's just a beautiful knowledge to have, to know like how you work. Yeah.
I love being a scientist because of the discovery of new things. So when you go in the lab late at night and you see something that no one else has seen before, the most thrilling and exciting thing they can imagine. Of course, there's lots of ups and downs, so you wait a long time sometimes for those peaks, but it's what drives me. And the other thing is all the young people students who come to the lab and want to study science is very energizing to me.
Yeah, the biology is a really loving thing, and it's the things that keep changing. It's rather being constant. So what makes changing is a fascinating thing to figure out how it happens.
It's new and exciting every day.
I enjoy when my experiments actually work.
I like the thought that I'm doing something that might affect my children's lives.
Yeah, I can help patients because we directly are working with patients. I mean, it's not just getting up in the morning at 2 o'clock I get paid. I have to go and see this patient. And I'm not a physician, I'm a scientist, but I still have to do this. So it's a mixed difference. I really don't work for the money, I work for passion I have.
To investigate and to improve my knowledge and to spread my passion with my students.
I love the research that I do because it's not as hard as being a particle physicist. And because I learn something new every day, I love my job, I love coming to work, and I love the pace at which new things develop. Well, I do what I do because I really like having small classes and working one-on-one with students. And I like working with undergraduates because I know that there are a lot of students, especially in my area, who they don't really know what they want to do, but they know they want to do it in science. And so I work with those students who are going to be the great employees, who are going to be great doctors in some cases, who are going to be great researchers, and who are going to work in forensics. I love seeing students fulfill their childhood dream and go off and be a scientist.
It started when I was a kid. I just like knowing how things work, why things are the way they are. So science is the way we ask the question why and how and what happens next.
Well, I love that science can, one is, of course, is for curiosity and many fantasy question and we can explore. But the most important part is that by doing research can turn into our daily life, improve our health, improving patients.
I always want to know the answers to things and everything. So I think it's a very obvious answer, but that is the answer I think that everyone gives. And also genetics particularly because that's what we are, that's what we're made of. And genetics helps us know not only who we are, but how we got here. over evolution. So that's why it's probably the most interesting of all the disciplines, to my mind.
I'm just curious. It's interesting to see how things develop, and I think life cell is so complicated. Never, in no any place in the world you can find so much of complexity and so much of unknown than in live cells. Cells that are living and doing something and developing all the time.
Actually, I can't understand how people can have passion about science, because just understanding the mechanism and the reasons why we are how we are and everything about the natural world. So I think it's the most natural field of interest that we can find in the world. And that's all.
I just fall in love in genetics when I started university, and I knew that it was what I wanted to do. And, I love my job.
Horo, my mentor in Japan, around 25 years ago. He was one of the experts in very rare disease field. I followed him.
I try to pursue the pathogenesis for some inherited disease. I'm interested in the craniofacial abnormalities, so I like to do research to find out the reasons.
I really like science because it can potentially help mankind, and I like genetics, and that's why I'm passionate about it.
Main thing is the science is always reproducible compared to other area of the things that people do. This is special. Yeah.
So I was trained as a pediatrician, and when I worked for those, the clinical part, I had a lot of cancer patients, and I had no clue when I, had a problem to cure them. And that made me think I should work on some research, try to find some new cure method to those poor patients. I feel very, very sad back to those days, because, especially when I see some patients passed away and they have no way to save their life.
It's mainly how it can help people, and also when you find unexpected, new things.